you go.
Good afternoon, the manager and Ashley Young are here to take your questions on the match. Do we have any Serbian journalists here? Oh, okay. So no need for translation then.
Good.
Okay, would you like to put your hand up?
Ole, a few players weren't training this morning. Is Victor Lindelof out tomorrow? Is he likely to be fit for the game?
No, he won't be fit for tomorrow, no. So he got a knock against Chelsea and he didn't come through the game against Bournemouth with the reaction. So without the reaction, sorry. So he'll be out tomorrow.
Any more questions?
That's it.
Are there injuries, Ole, and just on Paul Pogba, is he out of his cast yet or not, and how much longer for him do you think?
I think he said it himself, didn't he? He won't be too long before he's out of his cast, and he's going to work through the international break, and hopefully we'll have him back in early December.
And other injuries, just the other 4 or 5 guys that have been out?
Nothing else than nothing to report, no updates from the last few weeks, and hopefully after international break we can get a few more back.
Ole, did Saturday feel particularly disappointing given what felt like a turnaround, certainly a turnaround in results?
You're disappointed when you lose a game, and of course we were on a half run. But it won't happen in one instance that you turn everything around. It was a quick turnaround. We couldn't get the goal that we felt we deserved early on. Started well, mentality was great, and just couldn't get the goal. So disappointed, but we go again. We got a great chance now to qualify for the next round, which then means the last 2 games you can try out a few things.
Actually, as a player, what's it like when you're missing someone like Paul Pogba? You know, when you watch him from the stands, it feels like he's obviously going to be a huge miss for any team. But as a player, when you haven't got a player like that who's so important to the side.
I think the squad we've got players that can come in and play in them positions. We've got great competition for places throughout the squad. You've got to be on your toes 24/7, giving 100% in training. It's down to the manager then to pick the team. So it's not a difficult job for us. We've got to go out there and perform. We've got to go out there and train well. And the manager's got the difficulty in picking the team. Obviously, when you've got a player like Paul that's missing, it's disappointing. But the boys that have played in them positions have done fantastically well. And it'd be great when he comes back into training. But like I say, it's good competition for places.
Ashley, you say you've got a great squad. People will look at the league table and say, well, that can't be right, you're halfway up the table. What would you say to the people who say this is not a great squad at all?
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I know what I see every day, day in, day out at training. The boys have been working hard, working on the training pitch every day hard as possible to go out there and get results. Obviously things haven't gone as well as we've liked. Like the manager said, we went on a mini run, but that's not going to dampen our spirits. We've got a good game tomorrow to go and qualify out of group stages, and we've got games now coming up that we believe are winnable games. So I think from tomorrow's game we go on another run and keep putting points on the board.
And Ole, when you're saying that it's not going to change immediately, it's not going to all change immediately, does that mean there isn't a kind of magic button that will make everything all right, that it's just a process that you're going to have to go through?
There's never a shortcut in football. It's hard work, stick together, team spirit. We're turning as Ashley says, about training and the work everyone does every day. That's pleasing for me as a manager to see them. They want to do well, and for one reason or the other, sometimes you haven't got the results. We've had margins against us. We've felt we've deserved a few more results than we have got, and it's just to keep working. We know that we're on the right track, and of course Saturday was a bit disappointing. Now is a chance for us to get 2 games, 2 wins before the break.
Ole, you win tomorrow. As you said, you're qualified. You're through. Is this the best route to the Champions League next season, or is it something you're still looking at through the Premier League?
It's one route. It's one of the two that we can, and it's just turned November. You're not going to talk about the end league table in November. I don't think anyone can predict that already. We haven't got as many points as we'd like, but we'll challenge to get to the top 4.
And actually, you've had some of your better results in the last couple of seasons in the cup competitions, not just this one. You won it clearly and went into the Champions League because of that. Is this a team that enjoys and wants to do well in cup competitions and is set up to do well in cup competitions?
I think as players in the squad, you enjoy winning every game, not just cup competitions. Any game you go into it wanting to win. Like you say, it's a massive competition. Some players here won the competition with this club, so that was fantastic, and that's what we want to do again. We're in this competition to go and win it, and that's what we'll be looking to do.
Ollie, what's been the big plus points for you so far in this Europa League campaign?
We've seen some young players getting a chance and do well. Mason's give us a winner. Brandon was fantastic in Belgrade. I thought Jimmy came through that game really well. And it's we have given other players a chance to play, which is important in the long run, because you can't just keep playing with 12 or 13 men throughout the Premier League season. So for me, it's been good to give young kids a chance. Good to see players that have got more experience but play games because they need games. And we've kept 3 clean sheets, and that's impressive.
It's important not to see it as a chore, because before the campaign starts, people sort of say the Europa League is going to be a distraction that you don't want to be. From your mentality, that's not the case, is it?
No, of course not. It's last time we were in it, Ashley was in the squad. They won, made us go through to the Champions League. So any tournament, any trophy you can get your hands on, you take. And we've started really well. We want to get all the way to Gdansk.
Ollie, 6 goals in... Hello.
Where are we now? There. Sorry.
Bright lights. 6 goals in 6 home games. How important is it that you make Old Trafford a place to be feared again, and how do you go about doing that?
We'll just have to start tomorrow. Hope Belgrade or Partizan don't remember this with joy. I played in quite a few games that at home, if you get a good start, you can fill your boots, and hopefully we can get off to a good start tomorrow. Front foot football like we've done. We've had so many games we've been 1-0 up, and then now it's about, come on, let's go for the second and third, because we've maybe took the step back and say we need to get the result. For me, I'd rather these boys just go for it and then make a mistake or two, but we'll have to go for it.
And Ashley, we saw Harry struggle a little bit with the coin toss in one of the last games. Presuming you start tomorrow, how do you go about sort of showing him how it's done?
Just do it as I've done before.
How are you finding it this season then?
Obviously, it's been tough. Like the manager said, when it's been fine margins in some games where we're winning 1-0 and we come in after the game and we've drawn the game, it feels like a defeat. But there's signs there that things are improving, and I think we've shown that in the last couple of weeks. And it's like what you say, that we play on the front foot, and we look at a much better team when we're on the front foot. And when we get early goals, especially I think tomorrow, if we get an early goal, then there's plenty more goals there to be had. So it'll give everybody a confidence boost, and like I said, for us to then to go on a run.
And the crowd really backed you against Liverpool. So what effect could they have tomorrow night, and how important has their support been to you? The crowd's been massive. I always say they're like a 12th man week in, week out. When things haven't been going so well, they've been there singing and backing us. And it's down to us as players to go out there and put on a performance for them to enjoy. Like you say, playing on the front foot, scoring goals. I think that's what fans want to see, and hopefully that'll be tomorrow.
Of course, increasing talk about the transfer window now that we're in November. What's your approach and priorities going into that window, and have they changed over the course of this season?
The priority now is to get players fit and get through to the next round. Transfers, we always look at the long term, look at players. It might be might be none, might be one, might be two in January, but it's always the summer window that's the big ones, and you can't really do too many good deals in January.
And Ashley, having known many managers here, what's the biggest change you've seen since Ole came in 10 months ago?
I think I said as soon as Ole come in, it was like the boss had walked back in the door. The same traits, the winning mentality, the desire, the hunger to want to go and succeed. He's been here as a player. He knows what the club is, and I think that's what the club was looking to identify as a manager, bringing him in. And he's got the same traits and the winning mentality. And you can see, I think, at times in training, he wants to put his boots on and join in, but we don't let him. So no, it's been fantastic, and it's like what I said. It's like the boss walked back in the door.
Ole, if you can get through to the knockout stages in the Europa League, do you see this as a competition where you'll be even stronger after Christmas, given the work you're obviously doing behind the scenes?
I think so. I think it's this team is improving, and the longer time we get together, the more we'll improve. It's not just about this competition. We've come through this period since the last international break with at least some good performances, some more belief. We're getting players back in, and I can see the improvement in these young kids more and more, and we need experienced lads like Paul, obviously back. We've got Anthony back now. Hopefully we'll get Luke back soon. You got players who's on the way back, and the squad is stronger already. Eric's coming back in soon, so for us it's not just this tournament, it's the whole process of this team.
Ole, when you do get Pogba back, will it change anything in the way that you see McTominay playing? As he seems to have really kind of excelled in importance and responsibility on the pitch.
Let's see when he gets back and see how we'll get to pick the teams. But Scott has been one of our most important players and more consistent players this season, and he's taken strides. It's his first season that he's been playing regularly, which is of course massive for a young kid that you play week in, week out, and we've seen the improvement in him.
And actually, just a word about the young players that the manager's talking about. I mean, you've seen obviously more experienced squads, but now there's so many young players getting a chance. How do you assess the strength of some of these lads that have come into the team this season?
You see the likes of Mason, Jimmy, Chongi, Angel, Brandon. Just to name a few, they've done fantastic well when they've come in. It's a great opportunity for them when they get minutes on the pitch, and I think that's just the way the club is. When you see youngsters that are doing well, they come through into the first team, and that's always happened throughout the years. And they've just got to keep working as hard as they are in training, keep listening, keep learning for all the people that are giving them the right advice, and keep wanting to better and improve themselves.
Okay, last question.
Ole, can you just tell me about Martial and the impact that he's had, and how Marcus's game changes when Martial's in the team?
Well, it's Anthony's a vital player for us. He's got different attributes to Marcus and Dan, Jesse, Mason. For us, he's probably the one player that you can see hold the ball up more for us, and we got players making runs in behind. Anthony's been missed in training as well, because when he's in a good mood, it affects other people. When he's in a bad mood, that's it's all. But this season he's been a very good mood when he's been with us, and it was hard to miss him. Hard for him to be out of this. He was working hard, maybe too hard early on. That's what made him hurt his injury, and it's good to have him back. And Marcus, I think, is developing. You got to remember, 22 years of age. What he's experienced in his career has been fantastic. I hadn't even made my debut for Molde back then, same age, and you think wow, he can reach the top.
Does Martial being there allow Marcus to play in a different way?
Well, Anthony's played as a number 9, so through the middle, and Marcus has played more wide when Anthony's there. So that's just the decision that we made when Anthony was away, that Marcus had to play through the middle. Sometimes strikers, you like to face goal more often, and Marcus is better when he's facing goal. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.